and that's in of itself like being able to deal with that pressure of that grand final situation. That's a skill in of itself. So it's really cool to see Demon actually managing to pull himself through to that position, and he's going to have either coolleR or Pavel to deal with if he does get there, and a Demon coolleR final could be really cool, so I'd be looking for towards that. Oh, the game's getting underway, holy crap. So here we go, and so we get on to coolleR there as he's on Lost World, facing off against Pavel. Picks up that yellow, so it's good stuff so far. Manages to get the red as well as he leaps his way towards Pavel, and Pavel going to try and steal away that mega health, but it's actually left in a bit of a poor position. But actually coolleR not able to capitalize too heavily with the damage just there, but he does put his way move his way back to the LG, and that LG advantage there. Oh, it's going to finish off Pavel. Not much of an advantage Pavel had one of his own. Stuttering like a child here, as coolleR picks up a rocket launcher and gets the red as well. So it's a good start from coolleR. Some dodgy situations to begin with, but it's normalizing somewhat now. But look at that, it's a great little bit of damage there from Pavel, catching coolleR off guard, having the sense to back off after he realized that he did all the damage he needed to do. And coolleR going to be stacking up on that mega health just there. So it's looking really, really good for him just now. So Pavel though managed to stave off coolleR, or as coolleR, like I said before, going to be able to make those player reads onto Pavel. Really predict how Pavel was going to move around the map, but Pavel is being very unpredictable there, catching coolleR completely off guard in the back with quite a bit of damage. But still, coolleR is in a decent position, and here you can see the two exits. Does Pavel go below? Does he go above? That is the question. What is Pavel going to do? But coolleR right now is basically going to have to fall back onto these items as they're all spawning to make sure that he doesn't miss out on anything. As he sees Pavel darting swiftly back towards that lightning gun area, he's going to find him with the lightning gun of his own. As now he backs off towards these high positions, and now Pavel is going to be a little bit lower, but coolleR is still in an okay spot. Rocket jumping up. Pavel's doing a really good job so far dealing the damage onto coolleR, not really giving away kills. You can really see the experience on Pavel as he creeps around these upper areas. As coolleR creeps around these upper areas, he's pretty much been relegated to them. But now after that yellow pickup, he's going to be able to get himself onto the red as well. And now Pavel is going to have the option to fight him. But now after that rocket, that's going to completely change things for Pavel. He's going to have to run away, and that's exactly what he does. But he gets caught up the jump pad on the shards. He's getting absolutely crippled by the lightning gun. Now coolleR now falls back onto the upper areas once again. He did a lot of damage. This is going to allow him to take away these major items, control now the position and these little areas on this red, and hopefully get himself onto the mega position as well to defend that. Let's see what he does. Maybe he'll try to intercept. Oh, this is a great little read. Is Pavel going to drop down? No, not quite. Again, as there you have it. That was a very close situation. Had Pavel dropped down there, would have been the end of him. But you can really see how smart coolleR is with plays like that. He knows how Pavel thinks, and Pavel now backing off towards this LG area as now coolleR goes for the interception. Can he get it? No, not quite. Slippery Pavel as we hit the 3-minute mark. And of course this is a map that can be very slow paced as he scoops up those shards. He's yet to find Pavel. He can't really get his grip wrapped around to Pavel to squeeze the life out of him just yet. Look at Pavel, his rocket jumped up into that spot above that yellow. People don't actually typically do that. It's not super common to see that, especially a player out of control. Rocket jumping with reckless abandon, like in that way, is not a good way to spend your stack usually when it's so scarce already. And coolleR, we can see him hitting 200 now, still yet to make any frags out of this. And find Pavel. Pavel, look, this is exactly what I said. Perfect timing with these rockets, perfect placement. Pavel playing defensively, but coolleR, is he going to get the frag? He's got 32 points of health left, but only 30 now. Oh, seriously, this is Pavel, really. Pavel is so good at doing that. Unbelievable defense from Pavel. And now, oh my god, coolleR even gets taken down. What a great opportunistic play. Pavel realizing he even had the mega time. This is just high, top level dueling from Pavel. Such good awareness, such good accountability on this map here on Lost World. And there is Pavel rocket jumping up, getting position, throwing out the grenades. He can try and cut off coolleR, but coolleR trying to escape. A lot of LG damage coming onto coolleR. coolleR's in trouble, taking so much pain from the other Russian. And that is the lead for Pavel, and the patience, the deliberation, the considered moves of Pavel paying off now as he cuts down coolleR once again on the bridge. And Pavel going to pick up that mega as well, but coolleR with a shotgun coming around the corner off the spawn, and that is one of the most annoying things on this map to deal with. those guys off the spawn with the shotgun when you're low. And coolleR, just like that, ties up the game. But the question is, can he get any level of control from this? And now after that frag, it's actually possible, because that's going to waste a lot of time for Powell to respawn. Oh my god, but Powell spawns in the right place with some good position, and that's exactly what he's using, trying to make coolleR's life a living hell, trying to push through that choke point. And he takes so much damage doing so. Now coolleR on the upper bridge area going to fall back onto that 50, managed to scoop it up, and that's going to be nice. But the Mega is up on the spot, so is the red. coolleR has to make the right decision. What does he take? He goes for that Mega. Looks like it's a good decision. Oh, great play from coolleR there. Forces Pavel down, cutting off his position. Pavel cannot get caught in the open area with that weapon deficit of the LG, because coolleR is so strong there, such a big favorite. But coolleR now moving his way back around, trying to stack up. Players like that are really good. You don't see them super often there. And coolleR again on a good position here, waiting to see if he can catch a sniff of Powell. And he does indeed do just that. And with the rockets coming out, Powell is forced to do a rocket jump escape, and with an interception, a rocket jump of his own, coolleR tries to make something happen, but not quite going to work. coolleR picking up that Mega, and would be surprised if this... Okay, here's the rocket jump up to the yellow. Creeping. He knows that Powell's around that the shards area. Even hears the shards for a second there. It's now coolleR is on a great position to make this another frag, because Powell is kind of trapped right here. And he's spamming those rockets down. Be careful, he does actually rocket jump up. He's like, I've had enough of this. I don't really like this situation anymore. Let's pick up some more armor, get some more position. And the Mega is spawning, so he would really love to do some kind of damage. He really needs an item time on this Mega as well. If you can possibly just get the item time, if you can hear it, then that would be great. Some information to play with for future decision-making processes that he goes through. As he now is just hiding on this red, picks it up, 200 stack on the armor, really good. No exit damage coming in from Powell onto coolleR there. And we're coming into 3 minutes remaining on this one, and coolleR is still only just one frag ahead, and that's Powell taking a lot of damage. But again, the rockets from Powell, they're always just extraordinary, just so much damage. But coolleR luckily saving himself there from the evil. I mean, I usually call Powell the cosmonaut because his rockets is so good, and luckily coolleR was able to save himself from that, and he manages to normalise the situation, restore some balance after picking up some frags, extending his lead. And now Powell is going to feel the pressure weighing in on his shoulders of that clock as it ticks down ever much more. And as coolleR throws the rockets of his own, picking up even another frag, you can see that drop down to rocket jump. coolleR's trying to really play the positions here and confuse Powell, try to catch him off guard, trying to force him to spawn in certain areas. And coolleR is doing a great job so far. This is really a great battle of the Titans on Lost World, this battle of minds. As coolleR rocket jumps up after the pickup there, and he's looking super comfortable. Mega pickup as well. Up the jump pad to the shards area he goes. And can he find Powell? There is Powell on the open areas with some plasma bullets just flung out there. And coolleR doesn't have to worry about much here. He keeps dealing the damage like this. Everything is going to go his way, and he catches Powell off the jump pad. He does a lot of damage, and Mega is very far from spawning. Red is up though, and coolleR did take also a lot of damage himself, so this could be an opportunity for Powell to maybe get on his way on the map with one good rocket, which we know he's always good for. Then he could just make something happen, something incredible. But Mega is spawning in 3 seconds. coolleR's just going to give that up to Powell as Powell does dart across the map there to the other yellow position. So coolleR's just pretty content with this. Still got a 4 frag lead. Of course, there's a minute and a half left, but he's got to play careful, a bit more passively, force Powell to take some bad defensive damage from coolleR here. There's no reason, he doesn't need to chase frags. It's Powell who has the prerogative here to chase for frags. He is the guy who is behind. Being ahead is a commodity, is part of something that helps you make decisions. coolleR just jumping around his upper area, just playing Powell for a fool right now. There's a minute left, and Powell needs the frags to happen. Otherwise, he is going to lose this Lost World. And there comes Powell with the lightning gun out. But coolleR will just escape once again. And look at this. He can either drop down or he can keep going. And there he goes. He hears the rocket jump. He can keep going. Now he's got that choke point to work with. He's always setting himself up for good fights. And Powell has to move through so much defensive damage. What's going to happen is a trade there. Great play from coolleR as he manages to make sure that Powell takes a really horrible fight. And there is going to be Powell there in the last 40 seconds falling to the machine gun of coolleR off the spawn. And that's going to be this Lost World to coolleR. So really fantastically played there. And I've got to say, this is really setting us off into a great pace in the beginning of this semi-final between between coolleR and Pavel in the 24th FACEIT Sunday Cup. And let's have a look to see what's going on elsewhere. I'm being spammed on Skype right now. Let's see what's actually happening. Okay. We have Too Good watching. Okay. Hi James, it's good to see you. Remember guys, you can catch Dota 2 action on the Good Studio later tonight. If you're interested in Dota 2, if you love playing that game, if you love anything to do with that game, you should head on over to the Good Studio after we're done with the FACEIT, 24 FACEIT Sunday broadcast, of course, obviously. But you know, always try to support James in all of his endeavors, as he has always been someone who is a proponent of the Quake Live community, always there for us. So that's the first map though, between Pavel and coolleR going. I don't even know how to really call that, because Pavel had a lot of really good plays in that game, a lot of smart stuff, but coolleR was just too much for him in that situation. And we're going on to Blood Run now, and again, I mean, these are very typical maps between these two players. These two players who love to play methodically, systematically. I mean, they're really smart. They have huge quantities of experience. It's something you would say is more of a kind of old school undertones to this matchup, because maps like this, it's more, they're slower. I mean, coming into Quake Live, coming into the newer age of Quake Live, we have a lot of faster maps. We've got Toxicity, we've got Hectic, even, of course, Airwalk is always there. We've got faster maps, Silence as well, but these are the slower maps. They're the more methodical maps, and the game's getting underway between coolleR and Pavel. It's match point for coolleR. Can coolleR push himself through to the finals against Pavel here, as we have Pavel on the camera with a nice start at the Mega Health area, as he picks up the yellow as well. So he's doing pretty well for a stack. 200 health, 100 armor. Pavel, it's all about this next red armor really. Typically it would always be about that. The Mega Cross spawning very closely afterwards. The players will be looking for that positioning, and here is a little engagement for that, and coolleR landing a lot of rails onto Pavel. He knows he's screaming, he knows he's a huge favorite, but look at that rocket from Pavel. That was a direct straight into the face of coolleR, and that's really going to win Pavel that red armor. Had he not hit that strong rocket, coolleR would have been able to just progress and push Pavel away. And there's another rail. coolleR just connecting right now. Really strong stuff from the Russian here in the opening moments, as he tries to deal with Pavel's superior position, his superior stack. As Pavel now with 100 health, 62 armor, is really looking to deal damage on coolleR picking up that red. So the situation is relatively even at the moment, and that's going to mean the world for coolleR after getting a start like that, after Pavel took pretty much everything. So Pavel now jumping around this plasma area. The usual spot that the out of control player gets relegated to should he be not having the best time of his life on Blood Run, as Pavel now just waits for that red armor to spawn. It's wait for coolleR to appear, and coolleR does indeed appear with the lightning gun in hand. He jumps straight across. That could have been an error, as he takes a huge amount of damage, but he's going for it. He's committing to that kill, and he manages to make it happen with 8 health remaining. That is quite a play from coolleR there. Very ballsy stuff, as now Pavel finds him at that plasma yellow area, pushing him back 3 points of health. Just one more cell of lightning gun would be enough to take down the Russian Titan here, as Pavel pushes more and more onto coolleR's position, pushing him away from that red, pushing him away from that Mega. coolleR will get nothing, says Pavel. Pavel comes through the teleporter with a nice long-range rail straight into the coolleR's face. That ties up the game. And Pavel right now is in a great commanding position on Blood Run, and that's going to be... Oh my god, coolleR getting stuck on the little skull and the horns there, as Pavel was unable to get the finish as quickly as he would have liked, and does take a little extra damage, but nothing to worry about, as Pavel still, again, commanding position. It's going to be coolleR to try and push him away from these big items, but it's just not going to happen. He just doesn't have the stack to contest it. Pavel, though, does have the aim. Oh my god, he misses the rocket jump. This could be an opportunity for coolleR. Now it puts him on a very similar stack. Oh, just whiffing the rocket from above. coolleR with some good efforts here to get himself back in the game. And with this yellow pickup coming in for coolleR at the plasma Y area. Oh, but Pavel's going to get there in time, and that's 2 direct rockets for coolleR. Really putting the pain on Pavel, as Pavel now is trying to move his way back to the other side of the map. And coolleR is throwing that plasma left and right, trying to get any damage he can onto Pavel there. As it's just a 2-1 scoreline. It's quite a lot of action in the first 3 minutes of this Blood Run. And Pavel his once dominating stack is just being whittled away, but coolleR himself is still looking to get some kind of a stack going, and those grenades coming in, the rockets as well. Can the dodging of coolleR be as legendary as we've seen it? Not quite in this situation. Pavel will get the frag and the mega as well. Red coming up in 5 seconds. I would struggle to see Pavel being unable to defend this, and coolleR is waiting above to deal with those nades. They're going to push him away, and that's going to be no damage there to coolleR as Pavel picks up that red, and there's one rail onto coolleR as Pavel sweeps away that yellow as well. So coolleR's in a world of hurt. He's got, oh my god, another rail onto coolleR. He's got 11 points of health left. And Pavel, let's see if Pavel can get the read onto where coolleR's going to go, because coolleR needs everything right now. He needs health desperately. And there he finds coolleR going for the shards and the health. And coolleR, you know, really in a tough spot there. So Pavel, rocket jumps back up to get that position, and coolleR, I mean, the way it looks to me right now is the fact that coolleR's going to have to really spend some time stacking up. Maybe he'll do a Matrox style rush and get away with it with insane aim, but typically you would expect coolleR now to just try to settle back, try to build up to at least 150 armor before making a play, maybe getting some item times on a mega, not challenging, but just getting the times. But here's an engagement, and Pavel again just getting rid of all of that armor and health of coolleR, and now coolleR is in trouble, and he has no item times really, and this is looking very grim for him indeed. But we're not even at the 5-minute mark just yet. So Pavel, as he goes up the jump pad, is going to find the back of coolleR and connect a lot of damage with that LG out, and coolleR's going to have to fade away. But he has got 7,500 points of armor now, so he's getting back in there. One more yellow could really help him make a play. Some kind of play on an item, perhaps a trap or an ambush, and that's when Pavel, we can see him just picking up everything, because why not? He has the ability to do so, and he is ahead in frags. He doesn't need to look for more frags. coolleR has to be the one that comes to him, and we know Pavel is so good at these fights. Look at these rockets, just straight in the face. Again, he just gets these angles. It's like he's got a second sense for it, and Pavel pushing himself back towards the red position to pick that one up safely. And coolleR is looking like he's unable to make things happen, and so far Pavel's momentum is pretty strong, and coolleR having to make something happen right now, going on for the aggression at this plasma yellow area, and Pavel does survive, but he's only got 88 health remaining. This could be an opportunity for a follow-up of coolleR. He's able to read the stack, he's got an item time, he goes around the corner for it, and Pavel, the defensive rockets once again will be the thing that save him, and Pavel manages to extend that lead one frag more. So at the moment, coolleR is struggling to find his way into this blood run game, and Pavel is just pushing him back at every given opportunity. 4 minutes remaining now on this one, and coolleR has a plasma gun. That's all he has. Okay, he's got a rocket as well. Oh, he's actually got the lightning gun too, so it's not looking too bad for him. But he's without any... Okay, he picks up the red as well. So coolleR might be able to make a chance for himself now. If he's got a mega time, he comes on to Pavel at the mega in 5 seconds. He can get this mid-fight. It would be absolutely crucial. He doesn't. I don't think he knows exactly when it is. He's trying to jump on it. Is it going to spawn there? It finally spawns. He gets it mid-fight, and that does do a lot of. That's going to be a huge boon to his game now, because it's going to allow him to attack onto these big items again, onto this red and that yellow as well, as he does pick those up. And Pavel is now the guy who has no stack. So now it's up to coolleR to get 6 frags back in 3.5 minutes. Can it be done? That's the question that coolleR is going to show us the answer to by the end of this one. And coolleR now picking up the yellow as well. So he's pretty damn stacked on armor, but the mega is still yet to spawn. So it's going to spawn there, and the grenades are cascading down from the upper areas. And the rocket jump, and the Pavel even with another interception of his own to give him a bit of a boost. And no, coolleR's going to lose the mega as well. This is such... Oh my god, it's atrocious. But at least he gets the frag at the very least. And this might not be the end of it. That could be... He might have saved that situation somewhat. And he's got still a lot of time, 3 minutes, to pull this back. Totally doable for the Russian legend, the one and only coolleR. He runs around the map picking up items to try and get himself in a good position to deal with Pavel, as Pavel wants to basically put himself in a good spot to defend these big items, to get some damage from long range, get some ambushes set up or something to that effect. And it's not going to happen just yet. Pavel knows he's playing with the lead right now. That's the main thing. Pavel knows he's playing with the lead. He knows he's playing in a stack deficit. He knows he doesn't have to take risks. So he's just going to try and kill the clock, go for the safest plays, and just try to make coolleR make a mistake. Force coolleR to go for situations like this, where Pavel just hits the rail, falls back, hits the rail, falls back, and then disappears every single time. He just disappears after hitting the damage, and that delays coolleR every time, and it gives more time to Pavel to pick items up. So this is really good play from Pavel right now. This is what he does best, in my opinion. And now coolleR, as he waits on this Mega, that impeccable timing that he possesses, he's going to push his way back to the Plasma wire, pick up even more items. And I can see that Pavel's actually with 125 armor, 100 health, waiting around the shards. And coolleR's going to find him. But again, look at the rockets from Pavel. Again, it just bounces coolleR up. He just can't move. And that gives Pavel, oh my god, again! What can coolleR do? Every single time he turns the corner to find Pavel, there is a direct rocket waiting for him. Every single time. It is unbearable for coolleR right now. Insufferable, because what can he... I mean, seriously, it looks so helpless for him. And look, again, that's such a good play from Pavel, just hitting 2 rails as coolleR picks up that Mega. He knows coolleR's going to be there, because he knows roughly when the Mega will spawn. Hits the 2 rails and disappears. Every time it delays coolleR, it kills the clock. It doesn't kill the player, but it kills the clock, and that's what he needs to deal with. That clock. As now coolleR is feeling desperate. He's sweating a little bit. He wants. I mean, he's only got 50 seconds now, so I'm sure he is not got his expectations too high to win this one. But what a good job from Pavel in this game. Really classy stuff. And you can see how hard it is for a player of even coolleR's caliber just to deal with Pavel when he's in this position. And Pavel is operating from above here. And it's going to be a pretty easy fight for him once again. I mean, what can you say about that? Pavel wins that fight, picks up another frag, and coolleR's going to forfeit the match there, and then it's over. So that's the second map going to Pavel. So we're going to have a tiebreaker now. So with the tiebreaker, actually not sure what that is, but we'll find out in any second right now. But with the tiebreaker, I can only imagine it being pretty damn awesome, because both maps so far were really interesting. Pavel has some really nice plays in that game, and you can really see how hard it is to get to grips with him. As soon as he gets that lead on Blood Run, he really knows how to play it. In fact, I remember when Evil was practicing a lot with Vu, Evil used to say that he hated, well, he didn't hate all the other maps, but to him, the best map was Blood Run to play, because it's like the most, in his eyes, the most tactical map. And so coolleR and Pavel for the third map. Looks like we are going to Furious Heights, and we've already seen some awesome games on Furious Heights. So it is a map that produces a lot of games. It's really a really well balanced map. We've seen some great stuff so far, and my expectations are really high going into this one. What coolleR did last week was absolutely phenomenal, and I hope to see more of that. And now he's not crippled by having 100 ping. He can actually play with, what has he got, 50 ping right now, which is half of 100. Going with what Tosspot said last week, yesterday, Sesame Street's a good tool for learning. That's where I learned how to do that little bit of mathematics there. And coolleR readies up. Pavel's getting ready as well. And here we go. Are we getting ready? Or actually, I've been informed maybe I'll get a co-cast, a surprise co-cast, so that would be pretty wonderful. But coolleR and Pavel have readied up, so Furious Heights are deciding map to see who goes to the grand final of the 24th Sunday FACEIT Cup here, and it's coolleR and Pavel. And right now, off the bat with coolleR, as coolleR goes towards that yellow. He picks it up, of course. It would be strange if he didn't, and he gets the Mega as well. So it's this standard split map situation here, as we have coolleR now in a good position. I think sometimes this is a more favorable position, and right now coolleR is actually being pushed back by his opponent Pavel once again, using those rockets to just a ridiculous effect. And coolleR is always the one to be able to adapt to any given situation. So I want to see if he's able to make it happen against Pavel, against the prowess of the Cosmonaut here, as he pushes his way around towards this Mega area. It's spawning. He's not going to get there in time though, and Pavel's going to sweep that away just before coolleR has any chance to do any kind of exit damage after picking up that Mega. Of course, that Mega on that little perch is such a horrible position. You're so exposed, so it's almost criminal if you let a player pick it up for free after he goes in such an exposed position. But coolleR managing to land at least a rail long distance onto Pavel there, as he also now has the angles from above, hits one vertical rail onto coolleR, as coolleR now is doing even more damage. So some good stuff there from coolleR, some good control of the situation, but it's still quite difficult to deal with, because his opponent Pavel is hitting a lot of damage onto him every single time, but at least right now he's got 150 points of health and 100 points of armor to the 100 and 150 of Pavel, so it's pretty even right now. Mega and Red are synchronized at this point, which could be quite an interesting situation. And coolleR going to be held up at this choke point, going to have to take another route. That area is shut down by Pavel there. He needs to replenish those rockets, does just that, as he now pushes his way towards the mega area. Or perhaps not, going to make the drop. Looks like he's going to fall back onto this red. Go for the sure thing, which is always a nice option to go for. And he's going to go attack Pavel now. The mega up on the spot. This could be huge. And as Pavel now is under pressure, coolleR hits the rail. As Pavel jumps across, and he has yet to finish him though. He's got to pull out the shaft, pull out the rail. He's indecisive. Doesn't know which weapon to go with. And Pavel manages to slip away in the meanwhile. And unfortunately, coolleR not quite able to make the frag happen there. But at least Pavel's pretty low. So coolleR should really keep pushing the issue. Here he goes with the LG, but the rockets are really, really good from Pavel. How does he do it? And even picking up the red as well. An impressive call by the announcer as coolleR hits the rail, but Pavel just wins that fight, and I really believe he's in no position to do just that. But the rockets always saving him, always putting him in such good positions. And Pavel now defending this mega position with his rockets. What else does he need? Okay, well, a rail, and that's going to connect. coolleR does pick up that mega, and Pavel can be happy with that though. He's going to be able to defend this red, as it looks like coolleR's not going to be able to attack it in time. So Pavel, one frag in the lead, and coolleR is hurting for health and armor at this moment in time. 70 points of health, 70 points of armor. Pavel 100 and 200. Can he find coolleR though, before coolleR manages to stack up a bit more? coolleR, of course, going to be so good at avoiding his opponent. Look at that use of that choke point there, shut down that angle for Pavel's approach. Pavel will be like, okay, no, I'll fall back onto the mega. That's okay for me. And there is the yellow up on the spot. coolleR wants it, and he tries to take it. He does indeed get it. And Pavel actually now the switching places with coolleR, and coolleR managing to escape there and actually even up the stacks a bit. So this is a really good opportunity now for coolleR as he attacks Pavel with that LG. Pavel pulling out the railgun. Is he going to peek and hit some more? Not quite, as he does fall back with 71 points of health. And there is coolleR with a really clutch rail. That's going to change everything. The mega is spawning. Has to lock down the right choke points. Oh no, just falls back just in time. Now Pavel has the ability to take the mega, and indeed he does. And now coolleR's in trouble. He hasn't got much health to work with. Pavel's got the LG damage, but he runs out of ammunition at a key moment. coolleR, what is he doing? He's not even aiming. Finally, he does just pick up the frag though with 4 points of health remaining. What a weird situation. Oh my god, running around 4 points of health, 150 armor. Oh my god, that rocket is so close. Wow, that was a tense situation, and we're closing in on the halfway point of this match now. And coolleR is only one frag up. It's 2-1 right now between these two players. And there's the drop from coolleR. Does he sniff something? Does he smell Pavel? He does. He hits the rail. And he jumps up as well with the rocket jump interception into the LG takedown. coolleR manages to pull it away and even get the red as well. But the problem is, again, the red and the mega are both spawning at the same time, and coolleR is the player who's in control. So this is going to be a hard situation to manage, because he's going to give Pavel the opportunity to take one or the other, maybe, unless he can get a really good situation planned out for himself, or a really big mistake from Pavel. But Pavel is of the tip-top caliber of players in Quake Live. Let's see how he handles this opportunity, this situation. Does he even realize? There's the pickup of the mega, and of course, yep, 200, 200 for coolleR, and 100, 200 for Pavel. Here comes coolleR with the rockets, and Pavel as well with some of his own, and we've experienced them before, and it's scary business as coolleR hits the vertical rail. He wants to go for the interception. He wants to commit. Pavel does not want to commit though, and he does back away. coolleR is going to have to wait for another chance, and here he comes onto Pavel again. Pavel trying to defend that red armor, but oh wow, coolleR managed to hit the direct rocket just before Pavel could pick it up, and that mid-fight pickup could have just saved Pavel, turned the situation around. But coolleR with just clinching that one in the most clutch of ways, managing to even get the mega afterwards, as well as the frag, pushes it to a 4-0 lead now. coolleR's looking strong in this game at the moment. Strong control, the 4 frag lead. Everything is looking up, and even finds Pavel. Pavel looks in a horrible position. He's going to have to suffer the rockets of coolleR, but coolleR not managing to finish him off, dealing very suboptimal damage in that situation. But at least he still has the lead, but there's so much time left in this one. coolleR now, as he darts across the top of the map, is going to push himself on another yellow armor pickup. As he now drops towards that teleporter, gets the mega as well. And so, okay, balance is restored. coolleR is stacked like a tank, as he pushes his way around to see if he can find Pavel, and Pavel gets caught, and the LG is so strong from coolleR, and the frag, is it coming? There it is, and that's the 5th frag for coolleR, and that's going to be even more pressure on Pavel now, as coolleR came off of that fight with so much stack left. Pavel has no options for a follow-up off the spawn, none at all. He has to kill time trying to set up something. He has to get a little bit of armor together. He has to get something at least, because coolleR is just too stacked to deal with otherwise. So coolleR now rushing up these stairs towards this railgun area. Can he see a Pavel? No Pavel. Oh no, there he is. And there's the yellow armor pickup for coolleR. coolleR really liking this, I think, as he actually, that looks really weird, whatever he did with his mouse there. I'm not sure particularly, but he'll fall back onto the yellow at least. So coolleR still with a great stack advantage. A bit of a separation between Mega and Red, and hopefully coolleR's being responsible with his item timing. He's able to discern which one to go for first and how much time he has to work with between items. And coolleR there getting really deterred by the railgun of Pavel through that little gap of that corridor there. That's really annoying. But again, coolleR can fall back onto these armors. Oh, he finds Pavel. Nice interception from Pavel. This could be dangerous here for coolleR as he goes for the teleport again. I don't think he wanted to do that. But there, Pavel is going to make the kill happen with 34 points of health left after that 25 bubble pickup. And Pavel has plenty of time to make these frags happen. coolleR just managing to just escape that railgun from Pavel there. Very critical stuff there. And right now Pavel is trying to consider, how do I deal with this situation? I am 4 frags behind. Oh, he goes for the rocket jump, that flat rocket jump to cover that ground quite quickly, see if he can make an interception. Not going to work just there, but he's got the stack to do it with, and so why shouldn't he do it? And he finds coolleR here, and coolleR is in a lot of trouble. He's back against the wall, he's in the open area, he has nowhere to go, but he does so much damage, and Pavel, left with 57 points of health, is facing up against coolleR, who is just firing rockets. He's got 3 points of health remaining, and he does that trade. Who gets the better spawn though? That's what it comes down to. And Pavel spawns below, coolleR spawns above, and the Mega spawning for coolleR, but he's not going to be there in time. He didn't have the item timing. Pavel's going to pick it up. The red is there, Pavel there with the rockets, but coolleR is going to have some defensive damage of his own now, as he desperately tries to survive this situation. This is it for Pavel. If he manages to make this, he doesn't though, and coolleR is going to manage to get the frag. And now Pavel coming in hard off with the follow-up off the spawn with the lightning gun, but coolleR's going to just deny that angle with the defensive rockets, and that is going to maybe save him. But it's still a minute left, and it's really, really tense there, because if Pavel managed to get those kills, if Pavel managed to get the better spawn off of that trade, it could have been a game-ending situation. And Pavel now having to contest with the rails from below, but coolleR unable to connect with anything. But still, Pavel is forced now to just jump into coolleR. coolleR knows it, and up the jump pad he goes, and with the rocket jump, escape as well, just kill more time, get better position, and oh my god, Pavel with stuck on the little roof there of that little area, and coolleR handily dispatches him. And it's a 7-1 scoreline, and the direct rocket out of nowhere, of course, from Pavel. And 20 seconds remaining here, and coolleR showing I can do it as well, with a nice little connection, and coolleR manages to hit a wonderful vertical rail and takes this game. And what a series it was. I always feel bad for Pavel, because Pavel is so brilliant. But he always manages to run into someone who's just on fire, or maybe a legend as big as coolleR. So unfortunately for Pavel, it's going to go out, but that means we're going to have a coolleR, and we're going to have a coolleR in the finals, if I am not mistaken. Yep, coolleR is going to go into the finals, so that is brilliant stuff. Always exciting to see him. And as I check out the other bracket, okay, we have Guard and Demon. So Guard taking Matrox down 2-1 in that quarterfinal. So Guard and Demon is the other semi-final that we're going to be looking into to decide who faces off against coolleR in the 24th Sunday Cup Grand Final. And we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we might be with a surprise for you guys, as well as the next Quake live action. So don't go anywhere. Bring your friends, hit the follow button, make sure you support us, and we'll support you with more awesome Quake matches. So we'll see you soon.